This morning, when I opened my eyes, I felt it again. That heavy, swollen feeling in my legs. It reminded me of the years I took care of my own mother, massaging her feet every evening when the swelling made it too painful for her to walk. Now, I'm the one walking slower, the one avoiding stairs, the one sitting longer than I used to. But in Japan, we have a saying, Nanijanai mainichi ga ichiban no takaramono. Ordinary days are life's greatest treasure. I refuse to let swelling steal that treasure from me. That's when I began looking inward. Not just at medicines, but at the meals I grew up with. Warm miso soup, sticky natto in the morning, tiny dried fish cooked gently in soy sauce. I started to notice something. The swelling in my legs began to ease. Today I want to share with you what I learned. 5 collagen-rich foods you should eat to help reduce leg swelling. And 5 foods you should avoid. These are not exotic secrets. They are simple, humble dishes from my childhood in Kyoto, and I believe they can bring hope to your kitchen too. Before we begin, I'd love to know, where are you watching this from? And what time is it for you right now? Please let me know in the comments below. I truly look forward to reading them. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. Understanding leg swelling in older adults. Used to think leg swelling was just a part of getting old, something we all had to live with. But I've learned that it's not so simple, and not something we should ignore. When I was in my 50s, I could walk for hours through the narrow streets of Kyoto, shopping for fresh vegetables and chatting with the fishmonger. But in my 70s, I began to feel it, a heaviness, like my legs were filled with water. By evening, my socks would leave deep marks on my ankles, and my favorite sandals felt too tight. In Japan, we call it mukumi, that bloated, puffy feeling in the legs and feet. It can come after sitting too long, eating too much salt, or even standing still for a while. But for older people, it often signals something deeper. As we age, our blood vessels become less elastic. Our circulation slows. The little pumps in our calves that help move blood and fluids back to the heart grow weaker. Our bodies hold on to water. And without enough collagen in the tissues, our skin and blood vessels can't bounce back like they used to. But here's the part no one told me: how much food matters. In Japan, food isn't just for taste. It's part of shokiku, our lifelong education about how eating supports the body and mind. What we eat can help reduce swelling or make it worse. When I started paying attention to how different foods made me feel, I noticed patterns. Meals high in salt made my legs puff up the next morning. Sugary snacks left me sluggish. But when I ate simple, traditional meals rich in fermented foods, sea vegetables, and collagen-rich broth, I felt lighter. My legs didn't ache as much. My energy lasted longer through the day. That's when I realized leg swelling is not just about age. It's about what we feed our aging bodies. If your legs often feel swollen, heavy, or tight, especially in the late afternoon or evening, you're not alone. It can be caused by something as simple as poor circulation, or as complex as heart, kidney, or vein issues. But for many of us, the first step isn't a pill, it's on our plate. Collagen and its role in the aging body. Collagen. You've probably heard that word before, in creams, in powders, in ads promising younger skin. But when I was growing up, we never thought of collagen as something you bought. We thought of it as something you nourished. You see, collagen is like the thread that holds everything together. It's in your skin, your bones, your blood vessels, your joints, even in the soft tissues of your legs that support blood flow and prevent swelling. When you have enough collagen, your body feels firm, flexible, and supported. When you don't, things begin to sag, leak, and weaken, especially in the lower body. As we age, our bodies naturally produce less collagen. By the time we reach our 60s, we've lost more than 30% of what we had in our youth. And that loss doesn't just show up in wrinkles, it shows up in how our legs feel after a walk, in how long it takes for swelling to go down, and in how quickly we bounce back after sitting too long. In Japan, we have a deep respect for what's invisible, the things we can't see, but that hold great power. Collagen is one of them. That's why traditional Japanese meals often include ingredients that quietly feed the body's ability to rebuild itself. Fish skin, miso, seaweed, simmered bones, fermented soy. These foods may not look fancy, but they work like quiet healers. I remember my grandmother boiling fish heads for soup, a cloudy, milky broth rich in collagen. She would say, "We eat the whole fish, so your legs stay strong." At the time, I thought she just didn't want to waste food. Now I understand she was giving us the very thing we needed to stay mobile in old age. Scientific studies now confirm what our elders knew instinctively. Collagen supports blood vessels and skin elasticity. It reduces inflammation and helps the body maintain the strength and flexibility of tissues that manage fluid balance. That's why people with higher collagen levels often report less swelling in the legs, less joint pain, and better overall circulation. It's not magic. It's nutrition, practiced with intention. And the best part? You don't need expensive supplements or fancy diets. You just need to bring back some of the simple, healing foods our ancestors ate every day. 5 collagen Raishu foods to eat for reducing leg swelling. When my legs first began to swell, I thought it was simply gravity or age catching up to me. But the more I paid attention, the more I realized some days were better than others. And on the good days, the common thread was always food. Not just any food, but the humble dishes of my childhood. The ones made from scratch, with patience. The ones that Western medicine is only now starting to appreciate. In Japan, we don't separate food from healing. We say, Ishoku Dogen. Food and medicine come from the same source. Here are 5 foods that have quietly helped me reduce the swelling in my legs. I hope they bring ease to your body too. 1. Natto. Fermented soybeans. In Japan, natto is a breakfast staple, though I must confess I stopped eating it for many years. The smell was too strong, the texture too slimy, but when I turned 70 and struggled with stiff joints and swollen ankles, my daughter gently reminded me of natto. She was right. Natto is full of nattokinase, an enzyme that thins the blood naturally, improving circulation. It also supports the body in producing collagen by increasing vitamin K2 absorption, something most older Americans are deficient in. After a month of adding just 2 spoonfuls of natto to my rice each morning, I noticed my morning walks became easier. My legs felt lighter. My hands didn't puff as much. It's not a glamorous food, but sometimes healing comes from the quietest corners of tradition. 2. Shirasu, tiny whitebait fish. When I was a child, my grandmother would dry these tiny fish in the sun. We'd eat them crispy with a bowl of porridge or mix them into steamed egg custard. Now I understand why. Shirasu are eaten whole, bones, skin, and all. That means they're rich not just in protein, but in collagen, calcium, and elastin. They nourish the tissues that support veins and capillaries in the legs. If your legs swell from sitting or standing too long, this tiny fish can offer a powerful, natural boost. In America, you might find them labeled as whitebait or baby sardines in Asian markets. Just a tablespoon stirred into rice or miso soup a few times a week can help your body rebuild its natural support systems. 3. Miso, the foundation of Japanese balance. Miso paste is made by fermenting soybeans with rice or barley and a starter called koji. The result is salty, rich, and deeply nourishing. But more importantly, it supports gut health, which is where collagen absorption begins. In Japan, we drink miso soup daily, usually with seaweed and tofu. That small bowl at the beginning of each meal helps your digestive system function more efficiently, reduces inflammation, and encourages your body to absorb the nutrients it receives, including collagen. The warmth of miso also has a calming effect on the nervous system, and when you're calm, your body circulates blood more effectively, reducing fluid buildup in the legs. When I began returning to miso soup each morning, my digestion improved, and so did the swelling. 4. Chicken feet or fishbone broth. Collagen in liquid gold. These parts are often discarded in modern cooking, but they're treasures in a traditional Japanese kitchen. Once a week, I simmer a broth made from chicken feet, fish bones, or even pig's trotters, along with scallions, kombu seaweed, and ginger. The collagen slowly melts into the broth, forming a soft gelatin that your body can absorb easily. This kind of natural collagen helps repair the soft tissues in your legs, the ones that swell when fluid builds up. It also strengthens skin elasticity and supports joint health. When I drink this broth in the evening, I sleep better. My legs don't feel as restless, and my morning swelling has softened over time. You don't need to drink it daily. Even once or twice a week can make a difference. Barley tea, mugisha. The circulation companion, mugisha, is a roasted barley tea, naturally caffeine-free and rich in antioxidants. In Japan, we drink it cold in summer and warm in winter, always without sugar. Though mugisha doesn't contain collagen, it plays a quiet but vital role in helping your body use collagen effectively. It reduces inflammation, improves blood flow, and gently flushes out excess water from the tissues, especially in the legs. If you often find your ankles puffed up by the end of the day, mugisha might be your new best friend. Replace sugary sodas or even coffee with it, and observe how your body responds. My husband, who used to suffer from nighttime leg cramps, now drinks mugisha with dinner, and he says his legs feel stronger, more stable. 5. Foods to avoid. When you struggle with leg swelling, there's a quiet danger in what we eat, not just from what's missing, but from what's hiding in plain sight. When my legs were at their worst, swollen, heavy, aching, I was eating what many would call normal meals. A slice of white toast in the morning, canned soup for lunch, a frozen dinner at night. I didn't think they were unhealthy. After all, they were convenient, and I wasn't eating too much. But something wasn't right. Over time, I started paying attention. I began removing certain foods, one at a time. And something amazing happened. The swelling softened. The puffiness faded. I could walk farther without discomfort. Here are 5 foods I learned to avoid and why they might be quietly working against your health, especially if you struggle with leg swelling. 1. Highly processed, salty foods. In Japan, we're careful with salt. We use it for flavor, not as a shortcut. But in many Western packaged foods, Salt is hidden in soups, sauces, frozen dinners, even so-called healthy snacks. Too much sodium pulls water into your tissues. When your blood vessels are already weak or your circulation is slow, this extra water pools in your legs, ankles, and feet. One bowl of canned soup can have more than half your daily sodium, and that's just one meal. When I began cooking more at home, using miso or dried seaweed for flavor instead of salt, I saw real change. My ankles stopped ballooning by sunset. 2. White sugar and refined sweets. Sugar may seem harmless, a little treat to brighten your day. But as we age, sugar causes deep inflammation in the body. It weakens collagen, slows circulation, and contributes to blood sugar spikes that leave us feeling drained and bloated. When I gave up my afternoon biscuits and replaced them with a handful of roasted sweet potato or fruit, I felt lighter. My digestion improved. My legs didn't feel so tight by evening. In Japan, sweets are smaller, less sugary, and usually enjoyed as part of a calm moment, not as a daily habit. If you struggle with leg swelling, reducing refined sugar is one of the kindest things you can do for your body. 3. Processed red meats, like bacon and sausages. I once stayed with my son in America for 2 weeks, and every breakfast included bacon or sausage. The taste was rich, salty, satisfying, but by the end of the visit, my ankles were so swollen I couldn't wear my regular shoes. Processed meats are high in sodium, saturated fats, and preservatives that cause inflammation. They also interfere with your body's ability to use collagen properly. I'm not saying never enjoy them again, but if you wake up with swollen legs, consider swapping them for soft-boiled eggs, tofu, or a bowl of miso soup instead. 4. Carbonated drinks and diet sodas. They fizz, they taste sweet, and they make your body confused. Sodas, especially diet versions, are full of chemicals that interfere with digestion and kidney function. They also dehydrate you, ironically causing your body to hold on to water out of stress. This shows up in your legs and ankles. When I replaced my occasional soda with barley tea or warm water with lemon, my legs felt more stable. My energy stayed even throughout the day. In Japan, even children drink barley tea instead of soda. It's not just cultural, it's preventive medicine. 5. Refined carbohydrates. Like white bread and pastries, white bread melts in the mouth, but it spikes blood sugar quickly. And when your blood sugar jumps, so does inflammation. This inflammation leads to fluid retention and weakens the blood vessels that carry fluids out of your legs. I used to eat toast every morning. Now I enjoy brown rice or fermented barley porridge instead. It takes longer to cook, yes, but it gives me energy that lasts. And my legs thank me for it. In Japan, we have a saying, slow food, strong feet. I've found that to be true. The gentle science of collagen and circulation. When I was younger, I never thought much about collagen. It wasn't something we talked about, not like vitamins or calcium. But as my body began to change with age, I started to feel its absence, even before I knew its name. You see, collagen is quiet. It doesn't announce itself, but it's everywhere, holding you together from the inside out. It's the soft cushion in your joints. It's the stretch in your skin. It's the strength in your blood vessels. And yes, it's the secret behind whether your legs swell or stay light and comfortable. So what is collagen really? Imagine a fine mesh that supports your body, like the woven fabric in a tatami mat. It gives your tissues shape, strength, and elasticity. Without enough collagen, that mesh begins to sag. Blood vessels become weaker, skin loses its bounce, and soft tissues, and like those in your legs, start holding onto fluid because they're not firm enough to push it back. That's where swelling begins. Now, your body can make its own collagen, but it needs help. It needs building blocks, vitamin C, protein, zinc, and most of all, rest. But as we age, our body makes less of it. In fact, after 60, collagen production slows down by as much as 30–50%. That's why things we once shrugged off, like sitting for a long time or walking a few blocks, now cause pain, puffiness, or fatigue. It's not just aging. It's a quiet structural shift inside the body. What does collagen have to do with circulation? A lot more than most people realize. Your blood vessels, from the large veins in your legs to the tiny capillaries in your skin, are made with collagen. When collagen is strong, blood moves smoothly, veins hold their shape, fluids are pushed upward, back toward your heart. But when collagen breaks down, those veins become leaky. Blood and water seep into surrounding tissues. That's when your legs feel heavy. That's when your shoes don't fit by the end of the day. Some call it water weight. I call it a quiet signal, a whisper from your body asking for support. How can food help restore collagen? You don't need powders or pills. You need nourishment, the kind that builds you from within. In Japan, we restore collagen through broths simmered for hours with bones or fish, soy in fermented forms like miso and natto, which help with absorption, seaweed like kombu and wakame, which supports mineral balance and collagen stability, vitamin C-rich vegetables like daikon, napa cabbage, or citrus slices in tea. These aren't superfoods in the flashy way, but they've quietly supported our elders for centuries. My great-grandmother lived to 98, and every day she had a small bowl of miso, a sip of fish broth, and never skipped her barley tea. Real stories. How older Japanese stay strong and swelling-free. When I was in my late 60s, I visited a quiet mountain town outside Kyoto to see an old friend. Her name was Michiko-san, and at 84, she still walked to the river every morning carrying a basket of laundry on her back. I remember watching her move, slow but steady, no cane, no complaints. She bent down to wash a few scarves in the stream, then stood up without a struggle. I asked her, "How do you still do this every day?" She laughed and said, "Because I eat what my grandmother ate." Michiko's meals were simple: a warm bowl of rice, miso soup with seaweed, a handful of boiled leafy greens, and small fish cooked with ginger. Every week, she simmered chicken bones into broth, storing it in glass jars. She drank barley tea with every meal and ended her evenings with a slice of simmered daikon radish. Soft, warm, comforting. She didn't count calories. She didn't follow health trends, but her legs were strong. Her skin was soft. And she told me she hadn't felt swelling in over 10 years. What struck me most wasn't just what she ate, but how she ate. Slowly, gratefully, with full attention. No TV, no multitasking, just the food and her breath. In Japan, we believe health begins with rhythm. The rhythm of meals, the rhythm of walking, the rhythm of breathing. Another neighbor I met, Mr. Kenji, was 91. Every morning, he climbed stairs to tend to his rooftop garden. He ate sardines and pickled vegetables for breakfast, took a walk after lunch, and soaked his feet in warm water with yuzu peel at night. When I asked him his secret, he said, "Don't eat too much, don't sit too long, and don't forget to laugh." A gentle path to start your healing at home. You don't need to change everything overnight. In fact, in Japan, we believe that small steps, repeated with care, lead to lasting strength. So if you're struggling with leg swelling, here's a gentle way to begin. Just 5 small changes. Not rules, just invitations. Start your day with miso soup. A warm bowl made with miso paste, soft tofu, and seaweed can calm your digestion, support collagen, and gently wake your circulation. If you like, add a spoonful of natto or shirasu. It's how I begin every morning now, and my legs feel steadier because of it. Prepare broth once a week. Simmer chicken feet or fish bones with onions and ginger. Store it in jars. Sip it warm in the evening, especially on days when your legs feel heavy. Collagen doesn't need to come from a bottle. It can come from a pot on your stove. Replace one sugary drink with barley tea. Just once a day. Mugicha helps reduce inflammation and encourages healthy blood flow. I drink it slowly, like a quiet ritual, and my ankles thank me. Swap white bread for slow carbs, brown rice, barley, sweet potato. These foods help your body stay balanced. When your sugar is steady, your swelling softens. And most of all, eat with presence. In Japan, we say, itadakimasu before every meal. It means, I humbly receive. When you eat slowly with gratitude, your body listens and begins to heal. If you've made it here with me, I want to thank you. From one heart to another. I know how frustrating it is to feel like your body is no longer your own. To wake up with legs that ache, swell, or feel too heavy to carry you through the day. I've felt it too. But I want you to remember this. Your body is still listening. Every small choice you make, a bowl of miso, a walk in the sunlight, a sip of barley tea, it matters. It adds up. And most importantly, it reminds your body, you haven't given up on me yet. In Japan, we don't chase youth. We care for the years we have, as sacred. And that's what I hope you'll take with you. That healing doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like quiet meals, gentle habits, and the belief that you're still worth caring for. Please tell me in the comments, which of these foods will you try first? Or what tradition from your own culture helps you feel whole? And don't forget to subscribe. I'll be here, sharing more gentle paths to walk with you, one step at a time. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu.